If you believe that I've got a bridge to sell you, you're probably pretty gullible. This is a demonstration of how easily duped people may be. It's based on the true story of a scam artist who sold the Brooklyn Bridge to tourists in New York. What's up, everybody? I'm Sean McMurray, co-host of BPM RIA Online, and this is Mr. $250 million in real estate transactions, my mentor, my good friend, president and owner of BPM RIA, Anish Dave.
Hey, this is Anish Dave, president and CEO of BPM RIA.
There is no way to avoid making poor real estate investments. Even pros make errors and confront unforeseen conditions. Before we get into our list of the 5 most embarrassing real estate investments in America, Anish, can you share with us your most embarrassing real estate investment?
Yeah, Sean. So I actually bought a house in Lehigh Acres, and I put $500 down thinking it was a new build, and it was a new build, and it was going to be a great deal. What can go wrong? We bought it for about $265,000 in the height of the market, closed on it, and guess what happened? The house is worth less than $50,000 or $60,000. So talk about a bad deal. And I thought, hey, only putting $500 down, what could go wrong?
That's crazy. Okay. Here are some of the most publicized, strangest, and downright embarrassing real estate investment deals in recent years. Investments in real estate can yield substantial financial returns, typically only over the course of several years. However, investing in real estate carries the risk of substantial financial loss. The 3 most important factors are the market, the investor's level of expertise and foresight, and the type of investment property being considered. Even though some investors consider these important things, they still make losses so large that they make this guy look good.
Let's solve.
Go ahead.
On the spot dice spin.
No. Shelby?
On the spot decision.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, embarrassing. 5. Extraterrestrial real estate for sale. Since first launching into existence in 1980, Lunar Embassy has been consistently engaged in the sale of astral acreage. You can purchase lunar real estate for a reasonable price of $37 per acre. The Lunar Embassy boasts that they have sold over 611 million acres of land to a few million customers. Notably, 3 U.S. presidents, George Bush, Jimmy Carter, and Ronald Reagan. Nevertheless, the company is selling it not just as curiosity, but also as a possible wise investment, despite the fact that the legality of the property ownership is still very much up for debate. It doesn't matter if it's a trend or a craze. $37 is hard, actual cash. And any investment in real estate that includes alien property is at most unrealistic. Even if the transactions were legal, it is not apparent who's responsible for supervising the disorganized sale of land that is located on a rock that is around 239,000 miles away. Anish, are you looking into any lunar real estate in the future?
So Sean, there is no chance I'm buying anything on the moon yet. First of all, it's too far. I like short-term rentals. How in the heck am I going to have a short-term rental where it's going to take me days to get out there to the moon?
4. Las Vegas real estate deal. A patch of desert in the center of hot and parched Nevada that is dedicated solely to high-stakes gambling and luxurious resort casinos, Las Vegas is emblematic of one of the most inventive land uses in the history of the world. Who could possibly not come out on top in that game? Well, if you're an investor or casino, maybe the house always wins. You would think that investing in Las Vegas real estate is a no-brainer. Well, not for everyone. A high-profile investor in Las Vegas, Nevada, however, was involved in a real estate transaction that ended in tragedy. Bugsy Siegel was very good at his job as a thug. He was one of the most infamous and violent gangsters associated with the mafia, and he was very good at his profession. As a real estate developer, he was a dismal failure for a multitude of reasons, including the following. Bugsy Siegel, during the 40s, took over the development of an unfinished hotel construction project in land that would become Las Vegas. He invested millions of dollars in the project, the majority of which was obtained through direct borrowing from the mob. One of his most significant errors was the notion that he was able to successfully manage a construction development project while also safeguarding the assets. According to his records, had he possessed the skills necessary for a professional developer, he never would have found himself in the red for nearly the amount of money that he did. In those days, the Flamingo Hotel was a radical departure in terms of its architectural style from other hotels in the neighborhood. Because of this, his associates in the mob were skeptical about the possibility of the business being successful from the beginning. The highly anticipated grand opening of the Flamingo was not successful in generating the return on investment that was necessary to satisfy Siegel's mob obligations. In the end, his shady business operations proved to be the cause of his untimely death, which occurred not long after the Flamingo first opened its doors. Ultimately, his gamble didn't pay off, much like the millions of visitors to Las Vegas casinos who leave worse off than they arrived. 3. Toxic dump acreage for sale. Late in 2007, Donald Trump publicized his partnership with a company that specializes in the development of golf courses. Their objective was to clean up acres of landfills in New Jersey and turn it into property that can be used for a variety of purposes, particularly beautiful golf courses and residential areas. Why this deal turned out to be a bad one? 1. The transaction puts aside money for the site remediation or for the development of brownfield sites, which is property that may be complicated by the presence or potential presence of a hazardous substance, pollutant, or contaminant. InCap, the developer of the cleanup project that ended up winning the bid for the project, demonstrated that it was extremely incompetent and thoroughly botched a relatively high-profile task. The business actually made the pollution in the area worse, if that's even possible, and as a result, it was forced to pay fines totaling millions of dollars because of its mistakes, which caused it to fall into a financial abyss. As a result of the considerable uproar in the community and the environment, the project went into the predicted tailspin. Who would want to live or play golf on land that is sitting on top of poisonous garbage? Would any of the other potential investors even bother to think about the opportunity? I guess it's true what they say. One man's trash is another man's failed investment. Anish, you are one of the most open-minded investors I know, and Florida has quite a few trash dumps. Any interest here?
Sean, there's no chance I'm buying any more dumps. Or let me rephrase that. I'll buy a dump of a house if I can fix it, but am I looking to build on top of a dump? Hey, listen, I'm a guy from Jersey, and there's always a lot of garbage up there. I'm not looking to get into the garbage business down here.
2. The Trojan horse deal. At the tail end of the 1980s, the majority of the investment interests located in New York's Rockefeller Center were purchased by Mitsubishi Estate Company. The transaction was recorded at a price of $1.4 billion, which is approximately twice as much as a rival Japanese bidder was willing to spend. The only reason the sum was paid was because the bid was for the incredibly prestigious Rockefeller Center. Specifics of the unfinished transaction involving Rockefeller Center: 1. The Rockefeller family sold their family namesake in order to keep it from falling into disrepair in the real estate market. There was a severe downturn in the real estate market for office space in Manhattan, and the city was losing more money than it was gaining. Gaining. Number 2. Mitsubishi Estate Company considered its investment to be a sure bet in the international market, a cash flow property and a strategic asset that would contribute to the expansion of the company's growing portfolio of worldwide trophy properties. In truth, Mitsubishi traded well over $1 billion for a complex of historically intriguing properties, despite the fact that the number of tenants in the complex was decreasing and it was leaving Mitsubishi with severe financial debt in its wake. Other huge losers in the Rockefeller deal included investors of all sizes who really purchased into the REIT in the mid-1980s, which was supposedly another scheme devised by the Rockefellers to prop up a failing real estate venture and keep the family in the black. In spite of the historical and architectural importance of this property, the Rockefeller Center investment has resulted in a profit that is ordinary. This is the minutia of the Rockefeller Center investment from day one to the present. Its family name and its popularity in New York City have been its saviors throughout the years. Before we move on, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell to receive updates whenever we post a new video. And number 1 on our list of most embarrassing real estate in America, Oak Island's real estate deal. Oak Island's infamous real estate deal is shrouded in pirate lore and rumors of buried riches, which are great draws for wealthy buyers with vivid imaginations and plenty of disposable income, but are less than ideal in other respects. The sheer possibility of wealth, be it buried treasure, long-lost mines, or mineral deposits, has inspired many real estate investment throughout time. Shout out to History Channel's The Curse of Oak Island. I'm an avid watcher. Oak Island, a renowned piece of land off the coast of Nova Scotia, has changed hands numerous times during the past 2 centuries. Even the most astute and rich investors have allegedly been unable to locate the fabled treasure, which is said to still be buried deep below the surface in a complex system of traps and shafts. A sale is a sign of financial ruin, whereas a buy heralds prosperity. So why is Oak Island seen as a poor financial choice? Thus far, anybody who has placed money into Oak Island has seen their investment turn into a complete loss. From the very first turn of the shovel, this property has been the antithesis of the ideal real estate investment. This real estate transaction is still remembered as one of the strangest and most infamous failures in the history of real estate. Maybe from a financial perspective, but I think it's cool as shit. What do you think, Anish? Any treasure hunting in our future?
So, Sean, definitely not treasure hunting. Maybe at a hoarder's house. You never know what we might find in there. If that's the kind of treasure hunting you're talking about, I'm totally down for it.
So these were some of the most embarrassing real estate investments made by investors in the past, causing them to suffer losses so huge that it was peanut ugly. Designated the ugliest dog in the world by the ugliest dog contest at the Sonoma Marin Fair, which is actually kind of up, as Peanut was injured in a fire and is a survivor of animal abuse. If you don't want to be in the same predicament as these poor investors, check out our video on how to invest in real estate during the housing market crash. Anish, final words.
So guess what? We all make mistakes in real estate. You want to limit those mistakes as you can, and you want to come back with a fury and, knowledge. One of the things is, you might want to give up on real estate if you fail a couple times. You heard about my deal, what I thought was a home run, and got my ass whooped. I'm still in real estate, and now I'm thriving.
And we're out.